COVID-19 has impacted almost all areas of our daily life. We are facing unprecedented times that are presenting significant challenges all around the world and right here in our own Chesapeake community.
We understand these challenges and know that you are tired of staying inside and are anxious to return to normalcy. We are too. But we can't stress enough how important it is that we continue to stay the course until we cross the finish line with this virus.
The COVID-19 pandemic remains a fluid situation. We are here for you and will continue to update you on where we're at right now and how we'll move forward when the time comes, but we're not there yet.
It's important to keep in mind that we are doing what's right for our community. There are states across the country that are closer to returning to normalcy than we are, and there are states that will continue to stay home for longer than we will have to. It's just the nature of this virus. So we ask that you continue to follow reliable local guidance on when we can return to normal.
For now, we will continue to do our jobs to help move Chesapeake towards that finish line. And we ask that you continue to do your job of staying at home if you can, wearing a mask if you're out, and constantly washing those hands.
Stay home, stay safe, save lives.
Hello and welcome to this week's edition of Chesapeake Weekly, Home Edition. I'm Elizabeth Vaughn. I hope you're all doing well out there. That video was a message from Chesapeake's top public safety officials, Chief Wright from the police department, and of course Chief Elliott from the fire department. And their message to all of us, stay the course. So we're starting to hear a lot about other states reopening, other localities making plans for what comes next. And we here in Chesapeake are absolutely making plans, but we're not there yet. It's not time to relax our efforts quite yet. So please stay home if you can. If you must go out, wear a mask, continue to maintain that 6 foot of distance. Even if you're wearing a mask, that doesn't mean you can get up in people's faces. Keep that 6 foot of distance while wearing your mask, and of course, wash your hands all the time. So please stay the course, and keep in mind that other states, other localities are different from us. They're at different phases of the virus. So as you're hearing all of these other places make plans for what comes next, we want you to focus on local information because we are different from other places. Check out all the latest information for Chesapeake at cityofchesapeake.net/COVID-19, and vdh.virginia.gov is another good local resource. And of course, cdc.gov remains a great resource for virus-specific information. But for what we're doing here in Chesapeake, please stay tuned to our website. So Election Day was officially moved for back 2 weeks. It is now May 19th. So our voter registrar's office has been working really hard to determine how they can still hold the election in a way that keeps both their election officials and all of the voters safe. So they have a plan, and I've got them detailed out for you right now. Here are your options, your best options for how you can make your voice heard this May. Vote absentee. This is the safest option. Just request your ballot at elections.virginia.gov. You have to do that by May 12th. You'll receive it in the mail and fill it out, mail it back, or return it to the voter registrar's office no later than 7 p.m. on Election Day. Vote curbside on Election Day. This is another COVID-19 safe option. You'll drive to your assigned precinct, receive a ballot, fill it out in the privacy and safety of your own car, seal it in an envelope, and then hand it to the election official. All curbside ballots will be put into the voting machine to be counted at the end of the day. And finally, you still will be able to vote in person in the normal manner on Election Day. If you choose to vote in this way, we ask that you wear your mask and social distance while you're at the polling place. This is for the safety of all voters and our election officials. You can learn more at cityofchesapeake.net/vote. Well, it is Hurricane Preparedness Week, so we're in the month of May right now. Hurricane season starts in June, so now is the time to get prepared. One thing that you need to have ready for hurricane season is, of course, your emergency kit. Now, hopefully you still have one from last year and you can just check on it and swap out anything that might have expired and throw in some updates there. But if not, we have this video to give you a few hints on what should be in your emergency kit. So take a look.
I'm Gabrielle Smith, and today I'll be telling you what items your family needs to include in their kit, ranging from food supplies to water and comfort needs as well. The key thing to remember is to be prepared for the worst. First and most importantly, you need food and water for each family member. You should have 1 gallon of drinking water per person per day. So if you have a family of 4, you should have somewhere between 12 to 28 gallons of water. For sanitation purposes, fill up your bathtub with water right before a storm hits to use for things like washing and flushing toilets. As far as food is concerned, you want to look for items that are easy to store, easy to prepare, and contain high energy and nutrition. And don't forget those special dietary needs as well as any food allergies when you're looking for those food products. Items like canned meats, tuna, peanut butter and jelly, granola, dried fruits, nuts, and crackers are great. You might also consider foods usually used for camping, such as freeze-dried or ready-to-heat meals. And be sure to have a manual can opener because power may be out for some time. And if you're planning on using your grill, don't forget to have an extra propane tank and or some charcoal. Remember to avoid foods that contain high salt, which will only make you thirstier. To conserve your water supply, you might want to stock up on some paper plates and plastic utensils so you don't waste that water washing your dishes. Next, we're going to be talking about your family's personal items, including infants, family members, and pets. For the entire family, there should be enough basic toiletries, such as toothpaste and toilet paper, to last the duration of the storm. For children, all the necessities, such as baby wipes, diapers, and baby food, should be stored in your kit as well. Elders should include all of their important medications, which also applies to anyone who takes a daily medication. Your pets are part of the family and should be included in your survival kit as well. Their items will consist of food, a favorite toy for comfort, and an extra package of medication since ticks and fleas will be in abundance during this time. And don't forget to include poop bags. Now, the next few items are going to be essential to your survival. You're going to want to have enough flashlights for each family member to feel comfortable navigating in the dark. Each flashlight size may have a different battery, so make sure you have enough spares. If you're worried about running out of batteries, I would suggest one of the hand crank flashlights. You crank it up, and then there's light. No need to worry about batteries. Also, make sure you have a portable radio, so that way you can keep up with those weather updates and any other news reports. And I know smartphones are a good way to keep in touch with the world, but those batteries aren't going to last forever. My advice would be to purchase an extra power supply that will recharge your phone and use the phone sparingly. Now, fire extinguishers are important too and almost forgotten. Make sure you have 2, one in the kitchen and in your garage. Lastly, but most important, you should keep all of your documents in a waterproof bag, so that way they're kept safe in case there's flooding. These important documents include insurance cards, medical records, bank account numbers, social security cards and birth certificates, and documentation of all valuables. The list I've given you is the basics that your family will need to survive the disaster. You may need to add other items depending on your family's basic needs. The key, once again, is to plan now, so that way you're prepared for when the disaster strikes. If you need more information or have any other questions, check out the emergency management pages. I'm Gabrielle Smith, and be safe this hurricane season.
So a big problem right now, of course, that we hear about is stockpiling. There's a big difference between building an emergency kit and stockpiling. So when you build your emergency kit, you want to think about 72 hours. What will you need to survive on your own for 72 hours? So that doesn't mean that you need to go out looking for 12 cases of toilet paper. But toilet paper in a reasonable quantity is good to have in that emergency kit. Now, I know it can be hard to come by a lot of these items. So my tip is to just throw one of the things from the emergency kit on your grocery list each week, and then you can slowly pile it up. So hurricane season starts in June. Our biggest, most busiest month isn't usually until September, but it can happen anytime. Hurricanes are crazy, and we haven't had one in a while, so we're probably due. But just keep that in mind that a little bit at a time, that's why starting early is so important to build your emergency kit. So start early, get it ready, and just go little by little every week. You can learn more about what should be in that emergency kit at ready.gov. And of course, while we're talking toilet paper, we want to remind you, toilet paper plus your personal business is the only thing that should be flushed. All right, no flushable wipes. Spoiler alert, they're not actually flushable. They clog pipes all the time. Feminine hygiene products should not go in the toilet. Diapers. I mean, you would be shocked at the things that they find clogging the pipes. So here's some more information on that from the Director of Public Utilities, David Juergens.
The wipes are not designed to break down. They're much more durable than toilet paper, so then they stay intact. Wipes, paper towels, they all stay intact, and they'll make it all the way to a wastewater treatment plant through multiple pump stations. If they pass through completely, they'll come through intact. I have personally raked wipes off the bar screen at the front end of a wastewater plant, and some of those wipes had made it through multiple pumps, but more of them don't. They get stuck in the pumps, they clog the pumps, they bind them up, they clog the sewer lines because they don't dissolve, they don't come apart. The word that we use in the business is dispersible. They are not dispersible, so they don't come apart like toilet paper eventually does.
If you're going to put them in a bag and throw them in the trash, did you put them in recycling or put them in just regular garbage?
Definitely put them in the regular trash, in the trash can. Do not put them in recycling there.
Well, it's strawberry season here in southeastern Virginia, and COVID-19 is not going to keep us away from those fresh fruits. So the Chesapeake Master Gardeners have put together a strawberry guide to show you how you can get those fresh picked berries. You can find that guide at their Facebook page, facebook.com/Chesapeake Master Gardeners. Just search for strawberry and it'll come up, and it will tell you all the local farms and what they're doing to keep everybody safe during this time while still being able to provide that great fresh produce. So definitely continue to go out there and support our local farmers whenever you can. And the Master Gardeners are also getting into the virtual classroom game. They're holding a rain barrel virtual workshop. Now, you may have heard us talk about their rain barrel workshops. They're very popular. They hold them every year. Well, now, since they can't actually meet as a group, they're offering all the supplies you need, plus instructions for just $55. Super easy to put together. They explain it all, so it's a really fun activity to do on the weekend to add to your house. Use less water to water your garden. It's a great bonus. You can register for that workshop by calling 382-6348 or visiting cmgv.org, where you'll find all the latest Master Gardener info. Well, they're perhaps one of the most important pieces of our food supply chain. They're bees, and we all know that their numbers are shrinking day by day, and it's really important for us to do what we can to save the bees. And now there's an app for that. Beescount.org has just released an app that will let you take a picture of a bee wherever you are and add it to the map. So they're going to be mapping bees all over the country. And World Bee Day is May 20th, and on that day they're going to release this map to show where all the bees are. And it's a really important piece of their research into the life of bees. So we encourage you to look for that app, take some pictures of bees, look for beescount.org to celebrate World Bee Day on May 20th. And for more information on bees, let's take a quick listen to a piece of a closer look episode with Karen Myers when she interviewed a local bee expert. Take a look.
Native bees live in several places. You have cavity dwellers, of which honeybees are. They want to be secluded, so they can be trees, they can be underneath of roots, or they live in the ground is typically where bees are going to live. What they're looking for is to be able to get food, just like us.
Right.
They want to have food. And what's their food is nectars. Nectars and pollens are the food of bees. So that's what they're looking for. So they're looking for plants that are going to be nice and sweet, and they're going to have pollens on their anthers.
And you can watch the rest of that interview as well as all of our local programming at youtube.com/Chesapeake Television. Well, Parks, Recreation, and Tourism continues to come out with awesome videos showing you things you can still be doing during our stay-at-home orders. This one is about Great Bridge locks. There's a lot of history there and a lot of interesting engineering information. While the playground over there is closed, the walking trails and the open spaces are open, and it's a great opportunity to get some exercise and learn some history. So I'll leave you now with Toby taking us around Great Bridge Locke Park. Have a great week, everyone, and we'll see you right here next week. Take care.
Hi, I'm Toby. I'm with Chesapeake Parks Recreation and Tourism. I'm at Great Bridge Locke Park today. This is another great park to enjoy a walk outside with the requirements of social distancing in mind. As you go, you can take in some local history. It's a great way to learn in the outdoors. Now, if you're like me, you've driven over the Great Bridge or waited for it to close as the boats go by, not giving much thought to the whole process. The main thing is just getting over the bridge, right? The first time I came out here, I was amazed. There's a whole history out here about the Locke system, the Intracoastal Waterway, and much more. Let's check it out. The Great Bridge locks date back to the 19th century when steam engines changed everything. The signs out here at Great Bridge Locke Park tell the story of the Iron Titans, the Albemarle and Chesapeake Canal, the Intracoastal Waterway, and more. Locks are used to raise and lower water levels to help vessels easily travel between bodies of water. The Great Bridge Lock is unique because it's a guard lock, meaning it protects water quality. A peek back in history tells us what makes the Great Bridge Lock so cool. It takes us to the 19th century when that steam engine changed everything. Wind and row-powered boats gave way to huge steam-powered vessels that could carry more goods to more places at a faster rate. In 1919, the Albemarle and Chesapeake Canal became part of the new Atlanta Intracoastal Waterway. There was a major traffic boom. The water, still in use today, allowed vessels to travel from Florida to Maine without the dangers of the open ocean. Changes in the 1900s also meant the ecosystem suffered. On one side of the lock, fresh water flows from North Carolina's Currituck Sound. Salty water from the Elizabeth River flows from the other side. Most plants and animals are suited for either fresh or salt water, not both. The mix caused harm to the ecosystem. Part of what makes Chesapeake so special is its natural habitats. The guard lock protects the environment and still allows for transportation. The lock was complete in 1932 and is still in use today. Close to the park entrance, there's an anchor from a Navy ship that was commissioned in 1859. There's an interpretive sign to tell you all about it. The address is 100 Locks Road. It's a beautiful waterside park with open spaces for social distancing. When you're ready to grab a bite to eat, go online and check out the many ways to dine at a distance. You can find this under the Restaurants tab at visitchesapeake.com. Some other history panels have info about different aspects of Great Bridge history from the 18th and 19th centuries. Teaching your kids at home? Well, a few moments out here can help with some education about early American history. And it's not just history, it's local history. It's cool stuff.
Chesapeake Economic Development wants to help local businesses affected by COVID-19. We're sharing advice and resources to help your business in this difficult time. Schedule your free 15-minute session with one of our business specialists today at chesapeakeva.biz/chats.